Welcome here to another episode of Surely This Can Be It. I just wanted to introduce you to some of the stories that are in the book. So I'll read basically the entire story and show you the people behind the stories, that the stories are not stories that are just made up, but of actual real people that do exist. So this time, our very first story that I'm going to read to you is The Child Who Opened the Cupboard by Sithembile Ndarala. There are moments when you know almost instantly that a story belongs in a book. This was one of those moments. I was on the phone with Jandice Ndarala, catching up as we often do. Jandice is one of those remarkable women whose life reminds you that leadership is not something determined by title. She's a former counselor, but she has never allowed herself to be defined by politics. Instead, she has chosen to be defined by service. Whether it is distributing food parcels, collecting blankets for families during winter, supporting vulnerable communities, or simply giving people her time, Jandice believes in the African philosophy of Ubuntu, that our humanity is found in one another. She also mentors women through her empowerment programs, and I'm privileged to be one of the women whose life she continues to encourage. Naturally, our conversation found its way to Dear Gov. We spoke about South Africa, about leadership, about children, about the future we all hope to build. Then, almost as though she was mentioning something completely ordinary, she said, "My daughter started a soup kitchen." I stopped immediately. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" "My daughter started a soup kitchen." "How old is she?" 11. I laughed out loud, not because I thought she was joking, but because I simply could not believe what I had just heard. An 11-year-old? "Well," I replied, still laughing, "I suppose she takes after her mother." I could hear the smile in Jandice's voice. There is a warmth that fills a parent's voice when speaking about a child who makes them proud, and every word she spoke about her daughter carried that unmistakable warmth. But while she continued talking, my mind had already gone somewhere else. I knew the story belonged in Dear Gov. Before Jandice had even finished telling me the story, I interrupted her. "Jandice," I said, "I'm putting this in the book." She laughed. "No," I continued, "I'm serious. South Africans need to hear this. This book has never been only about government. It has always been about our children, the children who wait for textbook, the children who sit in overcrowded classrooms, the children who go to bed hungry, the children who survive despite circumstances that should never exist. But it is also about children who remind us that compassion is still alive." But Jandice had already finished before Jandice had even finished telling me about her daughter, I knew readers needed to meet her. And her name is Sithembile Ndarala. Jandice explained that it all started very simply. Sithembile loved inviting her friends home after school. Like many children, they would spend their afternoons laughing, talking, and sharing whatever food was available. Over time, Jandice began noticing something. Some of the children always seemed especially hungry. They finished everything on their plates and still looked as though they had not eaten enough. The groceries disappeared faster whenever the children visited, but Jandice never complained or made any child feel unwelcome. If there was food, every child was welcome to eat. But Jandice did not realize whether someone else had been paying very close attention, her 11-year-old daughter. Sithembile noticed that some of her friends were not simply hungry after school. They were hungry because there was not enough food waiting for them at home. One day, without anyone asking her to do it, she opened the kitchen cupboards. Under the supervision of the adults around her, she began preparing food. That simple act became the beginning of what is now known as the Little Salima Soup Kitchen. What started as one little girl wanting to help her friends has grown into something much bigger. Today, the Little Salima Soup Kitchen provides after-school snacks during the week and warm-cooked meals over weekends, ensuring that children who might otherwise go hungry have something to eat. But Sithembile's generosity does not end with food. Whenever she notices another child who has very little to wear, she willingly gives away some of her own clothes. At just 11 years old, she already understands something that many adults spend a lifetime trying to learn, that whatever we have is sometimes meant to be shared. Listening to Jandice tell us daughter's story, Throughout this book, I've written about poverty, inequality, and the failures that continue to rob South African children of opportunities. Yet, here was an 11-year-old reminding me that compassion does not wait for age, position, wealth, or permission. She did not ask whether feeding hungry children was government's responsibility. She simply saw hungry children, she fed them. She did not wait until she had plenty before she started giving. She shared what she already had. What touched me the most, what touched me even more, was discovering the kind of child she is beyond the soup kitchen. Jandice describes Sithembile as vibrant, full of life, and always smiling. She loves dancing, she loves reading. She carries a joy that naturally draws people towards her. As I listened, I realized something. Children are not born indifferent, they are born compassionate. They notice hunger, they notice loneliness, they notice pain. Perhaps what changes is not the children, perhaps it is us. When our conversation finally came to an end, I sat quietly for a long time. I thought about the countless reports that I had read while writing this book, reports about hunger, poverty, corruption, and broken systems. Then I thought about an 11-year-old girl who never waited for a program to be launched or a budget to be approved. She simply opened a cupboard. She shared what she had. She reminded me that compassion does not begin with power. It begins with the decision to care. If a child can look beyond herself and feed another child, then surely we as adults can do even more. Dear Gav, we often ask what kind of country we are leaving for our children. Perhaps we should also ask what kind of children we are raising for our country. Because somewhere in South Africa, one child was searching for acceptance, but another was opening a cupboard to feed hungry friends. Both children needed adults. One needed protection, the other needed encouragement. Their stories remind us that every child matters, not only those who need saving, but also those those already showing us how to save one another. May we never become so busy governing that we forget to learn from our children. I know, it is weird reading my own stories that I've written, but yeah, this is just me wanting to show you that the people behind the stories actually exist. Once a month or so, I'll share some of the stories from the book. And I do hope that you purchase the book. The book can be found on Amazon.com. You can find it on Take-A-Lot. You can order directly from me. The choice is yours. This is a worthwhile read. I know I'm the author. I wrote it. And don't trust me only. But yes, I have had good reviews with regards to the book. It is a South African book, not a political book. It is a book that tells South African stories.